Well, we might just have to do Facebook tonight, and I'll put the recording on YouTube if if it never connects to YouTube. So I really am apologizing, and I hope all my YouTubers come on over to my Facebook to watch this if you wish to watch it live. Otherwise, like I said, you can always rewatch it here on Facebook or watch it on YouTube. But welcome. Happy Friday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I am Laura Burkett with Laura's Stamp Pad, and today I am doing the March 2023 online card class. So it is completely free for you to watch this online with me. I will be doing 5 cards completely with you guys live. If you wish to follow along, you're more than welcome to do so and take notes and everything. And of course, you can always rewatch this again later if you needed to go back on any tips and tricks or anything. You also can go to my Etsy shop, which you'll see right here. And you can download the PDF tutorial, which has color photos, step-by-step written instructions, and all of the dimensions and everything for all the cards that I will be making. Hello, Denise in Colorado. It is so cold here today. I feel like it's probably colder here than it probably is there. The wind was just awful. The sunshine, amazing. Like, I wish I could be in like a little tube where I would be blocked by the wind, but yet the sun could still shine down on me because the sun was warm. It felt amazing. But that wind, oh, it just cuts right through you. It was like, I don't know, it maybe got up to 40 today, but I bet with the wind chill, it was possibly still in the upper 20s. So it was super, super cold. But yeah, welcome, Denise. I'm excited to have you on. And we're going to go ahead and get started then. Like I said, I really hope it starts streaming to my YouTube. And I don't know why it's not. But yeah, I will upload it to YouTube afterwards. I went ahead and hit record to make sure that it does. So we are using the brand new Irresistible Blooms. This is one of the online exclusives that Stampin' Up! Launched just this month. And yes, the dies are actually already making it on back order. So it's supposed to come back April 17th, I think is the date. So so stay tuned for that. The stamp set is still available, but the coordinating dies are unavailable. So you can't get those. The paper did go unavailable for, I don't know, maybe like a week. But that is already back. And then, of course, we're also going to be using the loose frosted dots. Yes, the wind makes it just absolutely so chilly. I so wish, I just about dropped this. I so wish these were already adhesive backed and like came on a sheet rather than these loose dots. Like, tell me who buys these, besides me, because I did right here. Who buys these and like enjoys them? Like, come on, I want adhesive backed ones. But yeah, I accidentally bought 2 containers of them because I thought that they were sheets of them until they arrived, and I was like, oh, you didn't read the word loose, Laura. So good job on that one. So yeah, I will be using the fine tip glue pen, and I have a couple tips and tricks on how to put these on. So stay tuned for that. But they do come in like 3 different sizes, in the yellow, the indigo, and the pink. So we'll be using those. They look shiny like on camera, but that's actually the back side. They are like frosted and like matte looking. Well, here, you know what? I'm just going to show you the card. See how they're like fairly matte looking and not shiny like they look like they are? The shiny part is actually the bottom, and they are, you know, frosted, matte looking. So that is actually the 3 sizes too. So there's like a small, medium, and large. Okay, let's get started. So if you got your kit in the mail, I did have pre-cut card kits that were available. Those are all sold out now. So if you do have your kit and you are following along with me tonight, then the first card that we are making is the one with the sea foam, soft sea foam. So, you know what? That was one of the things that I missed on pulling out was the punch. Whoops. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and fold our soft sea foam in half and add that gorgeous paper that, what in the world, is not in my packet. Let me get the punch and let me get the paper. I was a little afraid of that because I, like, in a panic, hurried up and started prepping for this, setting up for this class like 45 minutes ago while Claire was asking me a million questions. And yeah, it's been a crazy day. Today, Alex turned 2. So let me know who has been following me before Claire was born. She will be 5 at the end of May. And who remembers my pregnancy with Alex? Or who has started following me in the past 2 years and you're new here? So we're just going to go ahead and add our designer series paper to our card front. And then this little piece is actually the little piece that's right up here. You can actually see that the leaves are continuing up here. The framed florets had a designer series paper back last year. So the framed florets came out in November and December, but there was a designer paper and some jewels, I think it was, that only went till the end of the year. And then framed florets came into the mini catalog, and they look like as like a whole different suite. So like they had this really pretty like navy blue and pinks and stuff like that paper, and I'm pretty sure, was it jewels or was it ribbon? Because I did an entire class on that in November, I think. I'll look back on it and I'll respond to your comment. So there was a designer series paper. It is no longer available. And that was last year, and it was not a celebration paper. But good question, Denise, and no worries. I am always up for crazy off-topic questions. Okay, so this little piece, you can either use the dots or you can use the backside, which is kind of like these lined images. I'll stop moving it so you can actually see it. And that I'm just going to add to the basic white piece that's going to go on the inside of our card. And it's actually a hair long. But yeah, as I was saying before, let me know if you started following me before Claire, after Claire, or do you remember me pregnant with Alex? Or have you only been following me for the last 2 years since he's been born? Because it's crazy, but next month I will be celebrating 19 years with Stampin' Up. So yeah, that was way before either kid, way before I was even married. So yeah, super, super crazy. So here we have our designer paper on our card front, and we have our inside with that little strip there. And then I have this ribbon. This is that frayed ribbon. It's really thick, like really, really thick. It is a ribbon that I wouldn't tie a bow or even a knot in my project because I feel like it would be really lumpy. So this is one of those ribbons that, like for this card where I just lay it down, it really does add a lot of texture, and I mean a lot of texture because it's really fuzzy and frayed and thick and like ribbed and everything. Or I would do like a little loop and add it like that, or even do it on a 3D like tag where this little loop pulls up or something like that. So that's what that's for. I'm actually going to trim mine down just a hair. And I'm also going to add it to my project with tear and tape. And this is like a weird thin tear and tape that came in one of the kits. So let me grab regular tear and tape. Oh, how wonderful, Denise. So yeah, you've been with me through both kids. It has been a ride for sure. So I just like to use the tear and tape because you can really press the fibers of that. What was I thinking? I went too low, or I went crooked with my ribbon. I can feel some sticky. Oh no, it's okay. I know how your like fingers slip and you don't always do that on purpose. But yeah, it is spelled Alex, A-L-E-X. So yeah, there is the ribbon, nice and pressed in there. And then I'm just going to take my scrap white, and you can use whatever label, punch, die, whatever you want to punch out a label. You could also just do a little rectangle if that's what you prefer. And stamp the greeting, hooray, it's your day, in soft seafoam. Normally I stamp first and then I punch, which I do recommend, but since I just have like a piece of like bulk white, like just a big white piece, then I decided to save and get out all of these project pieces. Then I would go ahead and punch it out first, and I'll just wing it, you know. And then we also have, and I did actually die cut these in advance, but I do want to show them to you. So with the dies, there are different leaves, lots of leaves, which does make die cutting for these really simple. So there's actually 3 of these, and I had no clue what to call them whenever I was typing out the instructions. So I think I called them, I don't know. Brad and I went back and forth. I kept wanting to call them lattice leaves because like they look like a lattice, right? Or like a doily. But then I also wanted to call them detailed. But then Brad said when you stamp this and die cut it, it technically has detail. So let me know, what would you call the 2 sets of leaf dies? There's these that are just the outline. And then there's these that I feel like are more detailed. So would you call them detailed and outline leaves? Or what would you use to describe these leaves? So I used one of each. Again, with all of these, like since there's 3 of them, you could die cut because we're going to do some soft seafoam leaves for another card. So you could do soft seafoam and all 3, and then you don't have to worry about like running it through individually each time. Hi, Colleen. I don't know what is up with my YouTube. For some reason, it is not connecting. So I super, super, super apologize for that. I'm not sure what's going on. Gotta love technology. I don't know what to do. So I am making sure to record this and I will post it on my YouTube afterwards. But I'm so sorry that that you were looking for me there. So the outline and the cutout. Ooh, like you're calling these cutout leaves and this is an outline. I could see that. Outline and cutout. So I don't know. We have detailed, we have lattice, we have outline, we have whatever. I'm not sure. But the fact that there's the 3, then it's easy to cut out 3 at one time. And then you have 3 either for this project or other projects. So for this project, I did one of the stamped ones on the soft seafoam on the scrap white and then die cut it. And then I also have one of the lattice detailed, whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to kind of like pop those in the back. And you can really do as many or as few. Like you could do some up here and some down here and sort of, I'm going to try to like move my hands out of the way. You know, like some going up here and some going down there. Or you could do them all up at the top. I did them all up at the top for this card. You could really move it around. You also, like, I really liked this down at the bottom so you could see the design of the designer paper. But you could also put it up here at the top. You could put it smack dab in the middle. You really could do it wherever you want. This one, I almost feel like I really like it like this, where it's like going in both directions. I just need to be careful that it kind of goes off to the side a little bit and not so much down, or otherwise it's going to come off my card. So I'm actually going to add tear and tape to this. And that's just because it sticks into that fluffy ribbon much better. So I'm not actually going to place it on my project just yet because I want to make sure I'm pressing my leaves into it without having my leaves fall like off my card and then not fit in the envelope. So I really don't have to worry up top as much because it goes up. And then let's see, I might add a little bit more tear and tape just over those spots that I covered up the original tear and tape with. And I love tear and tape because just like it says in the name, you can tear it. So you don't have to worry about gumming up scissors or anything like that. So now we're just going to press this into that ribbon to make sure all those fluffy fringed frayed details go into that adhesive. Okay, and then now it's time to add some of these loose frosted dots. So I usually grab like a few and pour them into the lid, or, you know, toss them into the lid. That way I have fewer to kind of deal with and mess with. I do look like I'm missing the smallest one. There we go. Okay. And then I also use these handy dandy reverse tweezers where you squeeze and they open. And that's what I used. I will say I tried to use the take your pick tool, but like I couldn't get it to go off of the putty and onto the adhesive without pulling it back off again, because since it doesn't stick like immediately because I'm using liquid glue, you know, it takes a minute to dry. So yeah. So I'm just going to add 3 little dabs. 1, 2, 3. 3 little dabs of fine tip glue pen. And then now I'm just going to set the, I don't know, can you guys even see that? I'm going to set each little stone into it. So this one's going to go there. This one's going to go there. Ah. And this one's going to go there. Kind of wanted to move him, but I'm going to leave him there. Because if I move him, then he's going to leave a little snail trail of adhesive, and I don't really want that. But I actually like looking on camera. I like it. It looks really good. So this is card 1. Yes, it is Alex's birthday. Thank you for his well wishes. Isn't it crazy? He's 2. Like, 2. Blows my mind. Let's go ahead and stamp. We're going to do some dots on this card. I feel like this could be a really good masculine card. So I don't really want to add any flowers or anything. So we're just going to add these fun little dots. And I'm going to add them to the entire lip. So there is card number 1. You can see I did the original a little different where I just have the greenery off to the left-hand side. And then today I did the one where it kind of goes to the left and to the right. So a little bit of fun, different stuff there. And I need to make sure to let my little stones dry. So that is card number 1. And now we're going to move on to card number 2. Card number 2, I'm super pumped about. So this one does not follow the same suit as the rest of the cards. I branched out and just felt like it needed red. I don't know what it was, but I really liked the whole black and white with a pop of red. And I thought, you know what? I'm adding it in there because I really like to showcase. I don't know. I like to be a rebel. I really like when this stuff all coordinates and follows the same color scheme and it looks so pretty and everything looks awesome. But I also really like to do one card that's out of the box. It's so crazy. It doesn't fit. It's like the black sheep in the herd, okay? Maybe that's because that's me. I'm crazy. I'm out there. I do my own thing. And so I also like to do it because I want to show you guys that there's more to this set than what the catalog shows or what my class shows. So maybe you don't really like the color scheme of these pinks and yellows and blues and, tealy colors. Maybe that doesn't jive with you. You're like, pretty cards, but nah, it's not drawing my attention. And then you see this and you go, wow, I'm in love. So I always just like to do something that's it's different. It's not using the stamp set the way it's meant to be, or it's not using the same color scheme or color combination that everyone else is using. So that's this card right here. So this one, if you have your card packet, then you're going to get out the one that has very few supplies in it because it has a lot of scraps. But it is the thick basic white. And you're going to go ahead and fold that in half. And we're going to go ahead and we can stamp the greeting first. So I did Hooray It's Your Day, so I need to actually clean that. So yeah, if you guys are ever wondering whoa, Laura went rogue with that one sample, then that's my explanation is sometimes I like to just do something a little different. So we can stamp our greeting first. You can use whatever greeting you want. I'm going to use Hooray It's Your Day and just kind of stamp it off to the right. Maybe not quite halfway, but maybe halfway. So it's off to the right there. And then we're also going to use those dots that I used last time. And for the dots, I actually stamped them, inked them up, stamped them, stamped again, and stamped again. This just gives a little variation in color. So these dots are peeking out behind the flowers. So you kind of just want to stamp down and around that greeting and like over, but you don't need to go all the way over because you're going to cover it up with that, that poppy parade there. So we're going to start here and there and there and maybe one more there. Okay? So that's just going to give a little bit of a background to your flowers. And I'm also going to stamp the inside there just once. And I'm also going to stamp my envelope right there. You know what? I'm going to do both sides, both corners. So there's our envelope. Okay, I think, nope, we're still not done. Then we're going to take the big flower and stamp that in Memento Black as well. 2 of them. Okay, now I think we're done with the black. So I'm going to put that away. Set that aside. Okay, now I'm going to set all that aside, and now we're going to do our die cutting. So in your packet, if you got your packet, then you're going to see a strip of black. You're also going to see a strip of adhesive sheet. So that adhesive sheet is going to make this die be fabulous. If you don't have that adhesive sheet, this die might make you want to go crazy, okay? And I'm going to show you why. It's all of these really thin lines and these little circles. So there's not really a great place for you to put adhesive. So when you use the adhesive sheet, it actually makes your paper a sticker. So there's adhesive on every inch of this paper. Well, except this little spot here on the end, but that's okay. That's the end. And so that is going to make adhering this to the Poppy Parade super easy. One of the other things I love about this die is longer than your card. So you don't have to worry about making sure it's perfectly lined up because it just goes, you know, end to end. Nope, it's longer than the card front. So you can then slap it down and then worry about trimming off the edges as needed. I love that. There's just a little piece left in there. Okay, so go ahead and peel off that one side of that adhesive sheet and stick it to the back of your black. And then we're going to lay this die on top and die cut it. So I'm going to bring in my little mini baby and lay this down and crank it through. Okay, so I want to tell you guys something. This blue one is fairly new because I just got it during Stampin' Up! Celebration promotion. It was a promotion for that you could get whenever you signed up. And I remember having this problem with my white mini whenever I first got it, and then I haven't had the problem since. But if these plates are lined up perfectly, then they don't like to slide through, and I don't know why. It's the craziest thing. Am I turning it the wrong way? There we go. Finally grabbed. But yeah, I remember that happening with the mini, the white mini, whenever I first got it and thinking, this thing doesn't work. What is going on? And then now I'm pretty sure I don't specifically make sure to do that every time. So I don't know what's up. But I've noticed this one is doing it too. So I don't know if it just needs a little like finesse. Now, see, I don't know if that end got completely done. So I'm actually going to try to run it through again. Just on that end. Am I going the wrong way? So if you have the mini and it is driving you nuts and you're wondering why it doesn't work, then try offsetting your plates. So don't like line them up perfectly. And I think it just has like a problem like grabbing at it. But that does get better, so don't worry. Don't panic and think, oh, I don't want to have to mess with that every time. Because like I said, I don't feel like my white one does that. Okay, so here we have our die. And you can see it die cut out all those pieces. And it makes a big mess when you pop it out. And it's very delicate. And that's why it, like, to put adhesive on it would just be crazy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to peel off the adhesive sheet because I think a lot of the pieces will come out with the adhesive whenever I peel off the adhesive sheet. So here we go. But you can see how delicate it is. And it almost wants to come like all messed up. Hi, babe. Do you want to say hello to everyone?
Hello. I have a picture to show you from school I made. And, it's this one.
Here, why don't we set it right here so that everybody can see it on that camera while Mommy pulls the adhesive sheet off of this. So do you want to talk to them about it?
So, I did it very good, and I got a princess sticker.
You did.
And I wrote my name very good.
You sure did. Okay, are you headed to bed?
Yeah, we're going to read some stories.
Yay, take your picture with you.
Come on.
Are you itsy bitsy spidering across the camera? Okay.
Come on, Claire.
Okay, give Mom a big hug and kiss. Don't love the camera. I love you, babe. Night night. Take your picture with you. I love you. Night night. Denise says, hello, Claire. I like your coloring.
Thank you.
She said thank you. I don't know if you could hear her. Okay, so while you had that little intermission of entertainment, I have all the pieces pulled out, and you can see that the white is taken off the back here because it's now sticky on the back. So now I'm going to place this down onto my Poppy Parade. And I'm kind of starting in the middle and helping it like reshape because, you know, it kind of like got pulled around, which is fine. You can also extend it if you want it to be like a little bit like longer or shorter, or like squeeze it in a little bit farther to fit. Then you can do that. And now see how it is nice and glued down. You don't have to worry about it flopping up on you or anything like that because of that adhesive sheet. So if you never knew how to use adhesive sheets, now you know, and you can see how magical they can be for detailed images like that. If you if you wanted your leaves to be super flat, you could certainly do that with the leaves as well. I'm gonna see. Hopefully that mess will just stay over there. You heard her. Oh, how fabulous! Good. I'm glad. um, you could certainly put that adhesive sheet on the leaves. I actually kind of like my leaves to like, you know, pop up a little bit and look a little 3D. So I typically just adhere them like on the end, like underneath a dimensional or underneath like that last card, underneath the tear-in tape. So I like them to kind of hang so that I don't have to worry about making sure they're nice and flat. Okay, so now I'm going to add this Poppy Parade piece to my card front. And it actually is just a hair too long. There we go. So there we have our card front. And then now I'm going to color my flowers here. And for my flowers, I used dark and light Poppy Parade as well as dark Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to start with the dark Daffodil Delight and just color those little center foofies. I don't know. Is that like the stamen or something like that? I know that like stamen is like there's like the male part and the female part of the flower. And I think that's one of them, but I don't know which one. I took 1 year of horticulture, but that was it. Okay, then I'm going to take my dark Poppy Parade and add some outlines. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm so not an artist. So the whole shading, shadowing craziness, I am not the best for that. So I'm just going to go over all of these dark lines. So let me do a little bit more and then I'll hold it up to the camera. So I did the centers and then I'm just doing all these dark lines. And then I will go over with the light Poppy Parade and blend all those dark lines and fill in everything else. And you could certainly do dark petals and light petals or, you know, mix and match. Or if you're a better artist with the whole, like, shadowing and shading on your flower and the petals, then you certainly could do that as well. The red and black, you're loving that? I'm glad you are. Like I said, I just love to kind of go outside the box, and there was something, I saw a sample that did this card in just black and white. And I saw it and I just loved it. I really love black and white. But I also just kept seeing a pop of red, you know, a pop of color. And I don't know, red was just screaming at me. I think this would be great with a pop of purple, pop of pink. And you know, a lot of times we have black and white on hand, or just white maybe on hand. But then you could add a pop of whatever color you have on hand, or a pop of whatever color the recipient loves. You know, oh, so and so just loves purple. You know, so I'm going to make her a purple card. Colleen, how long have you been following me? I don't know if you jumped on before or after I asked, but have you been following me since before Claire or just before Alex or after Alex? It's crazy to think that there was lots of time before both of them. Stay tuned. I don't know how I'm going to celebrate my anniversary next month, but I'm going to do something, especially because it's my golden anniversary. And Brad's like, what in the world is a golden anniversary? And I said, it's 19 years on the 19th. And he goes, well, is it going to be 20 years on the 20th next year? I said, no, my anniversary doesn't change. But my anniversary is the 19th of April. So when I'm 19 on the 19th, that's your golden. Just like your birthday. My golden birthday was turning 29 because it's the 29th. Right? Does everybody else know about the golden birthday thing? Well, Claire moved my cutting emboss. Okay. So now we're just going to die cut those out. I said the reason why he doesn't really know about it is because his birthday is on the 3rd. So his golden birthday was when he was 3. See, like this time, no problem going through. But I have them super off center. Or, you know, off, like, staggered. And this is another one that there are 2 different flowers in the stamp set. So you could do one of the big flowers, one of the little flowers. You could also do any of the leaves or any of those outline leaves like these. You can do as many flowers, as many leaves, as many of any of that that you would like. There's no like right or wrong or certain number that you have to do. I simply just did 2. Oh, I did want to show you, I did this one. So this one I just colored in solid red, and I just don't like, it didn't pop as much. But if you don't like the yellow, because you think the yellow kind of brings in a different color, and you do pop, then you can always leave out that. One of the other things that I did, and I don't know how well you can tell, but I actually outlined this one in gray. I have seen where if you don't like how it has that like white outline like this one does, then you can simply outline it in either a color or in gray or the color cardstock or even black to like hide that white layer. So since I'm actually putting mine on white, then I feel like that white doesn't like pop as much. Whereas like that flower, you can see that gray outline. So I'll have to do a card soon showcasing that a little bit better, where maybe you would want to actually do that instead of showcasing one that you don't want to do that. But yeah, I did that like I said, I heard that and I thought, oh, maybe I'll try that and see what it looks like on this. So here are my 2 flowers. Oh, I'm trying to steal the flower off of that card. Oh, here it is. So here are my 2 flowers, and I'm just going to add dimensionals to the backs of these. Yes, definitely try that, Colleen. If you have any problems with your mini, then let me know. And I can either try to troubleshoot you through some of those problems that maybe I've had, or we can make sure to get it fixed for you. But yeah, offsetting, like instead of stacking them nice and neatly, offsetting them really helps. So I'm just going to kind of set one of the leaves down and then smash the flower over top. And I'm not really adding a lot of leaves over here because I feel like they're just going to be kind of wasted because you can't really see that leaf because of the detail of the dots. And I really like the detail of the dots, so I really didn't want to overshadow it or anything. So those 2, I don't know, I think that leaf probably goes like this instead. And then I'm just going to kind of tug on, like that leaf doesn't have anything holding on to it. So I am going to stick a dimensional on it, just like that, and then tuck it back under. There we go. So tugging on each of those. Oh, this one's not on there either. So maybe my whole thing about just pressing the flower over top isn't always the best. But there we go. See, and I did this with the original too, where I almost wish I had a few dots up in here, but also like I didn't want to overdo it, so I didn't do a ton of dots. So you can see there's the 2 cards. You can add more dots. You can dot the entire thing if you want, or dot the whole like bottom area and put your greeting up top. That's always an option too. But yeah, this is card number 2. And there you have it. And then we have card number 1. And we're moving really slow tonight. Normally, like the first hour, I have like 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards done. But yeah, not tonight. I think that first one was easy. The second one was one of the more difficult ones. So maybe we'll pick up some speed here. Okay, so the next card that we're going to do is going to be the Flirty Flamingo card. And this one is super fun. Again, this one has like very few pieces. So you might be looking at it thinking like, what in the world is this card? But it's super fabulous. So I went ahead and I have my Flirty Flamingo card base. We're going to fold it in half. Oh, there's something in my eye. And then I used the die. So I did the die side to side and then in the upper half of the card. So I just, kind of 3 sides are all, about the same width, and then added this in. So I have room on the bottom for this little detail. So I went ahead and I die cut that. Make sure your cardstock is open. So I went ahead and die cut that out. And it looks like I have a few pieces that didn't pop out. Oh, Colleen, I'll be sure to tell her that you said good job. She's always like, I'm getting on, and she's like, with the people on your computer? She gets super excited. And she's like, I'm going to show them. I think she had like 4 things that she was going to show you guys. So Apparently that was the only one that she decided to show. Here you just have a strip of the designer paper. This is actually a leftover scrap from that very first card. You can see it's a piece of that. So you can use whichever side you want of the designer paper. And that's going to go on the bottom half. Did I not get... Looks like I didn't do a scrap for my greeting. So I'm going to use this one. So I use the greeting. I couldn't be happier. Whoop, upside down. I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. And I did that in Flirty Flamingo. If you prefer one of the other greetings, you can simply do that. There's also I like you. And you could also go a little thicker with your white and do the hello if you wish. And then just to add a little detail to it, then I almost want to snip it the other way. Is that okay? Because I feel like the greeting goes down, and so I want to snip it down instead. I don't know why. It's good to mix it up from the original so that you guys can see options. Yeah, that piece is a little bit wider than the original too. Okay, so then the other piece that you have in your packet is a 5x7 piece. And this is going to be a note card inside your card. So go ahead and fold that in half. And we're going to get out our Daffodil Delight. And we already have out our soft sea foam. So then I'm actually going to take the small flower. Oh no, I did use the big flower. So I'm going to use the big flower. You can use the small flower if you wish. Flirty Flamingo is like a weird pink. I would call it like a bubblegum pink. And it is really pretty, and it goes really well with Daffodil Delight and Soft Sea Foam. I really like the way the Soft Sea Foam pulls the Daffodil Delight down a little, but it also brings the Soft Sea Foam up a little. Like there's one, the next two cards use a lot of those three colors, and I am in love. I'm just in love. Okay, so I don't actually adhere this yet, just in case I make a mistake. And let me tell you, whenever I was making the sample, I made 3 mistakes. So that's why I'm going to tell you not to do that. So go ahead and center it on the inside of your card. And you also want the crease over here. So see how it's going to open backwards? So we're going to center that in our card. The crease is over here on the right-hand side. And then we're going to close it. And then I'm going to take my Daffodil Delight and my large flower, and I'm going to stamp it right in the center. You think Claire was just born? Oh, wow. You've been following me for almost 5 years then, because she turns 5 at the end of May. How crazy is that? Okay, so now we have that center flower. So now we can pull this out and continue stamping. Whoo, that was a close one. Continue stamping all over. Making sure to fall off the cardstock as well. And then we're also going to fill in with some leaves. Let's see. I'm going to use like the 2 The 2-leaf, not the 3. Okay. And then I'm also going to add some leaves to the inside of the card. And then now we can adhere it now that we're done with all of our stamping. So I'm going to bring back in that card base. Again, center it here. And press. You could also have used tear and tape for that because this is kind of like a working mechanism piece. And so sometimes I like to do that, but I went ahead and just used the regular 2-sided adhesive for that. So we have our card front. We have the little inside. And then we also have the inside where you can write. So you have that beautiful peekaboo, but you also don't have to worry about writing like in a funky location because you have an extra little like second card inside there. So now we're going to add some jewels. See, and how cute is this card? And it has such an amazing wow factor, but it was so easy. So again, I'm just going to toss some into the dish. And I'm so scared I'm going to like fling the dish. So I added them on some of the dots on my wreath. And if that scares you, you don't have to. So I did 3 there, and then I'm going to do 1 up here, and then I'm going to do 1 right here. Right? We're going to decorate in odds. And then I'm going to use my little tweezers. Ooh, I'm going to use the blue since it's already on Flirty Flamingo. I kind of dropped that in the wrong spot. Okay. So there we have. And I feel like I could add like a million of the jewels because I'm just like, I want one here and there. But I have to hold myself back. We're not going to stamp them all over. We can also stamp a yellow flower on our envelope. And some leaves. So I just added a few little leaves just to kind of fill in some of that. So this is card number 3. You can, of course, let me know which one you guys like as we go along, which one your favorite is so far. So there's 3, 2, and 1. I'm super nervous about like making sure that these have time to dry without getting smashed. So I'm going to set these up there. Okay, card number 4 is Blushing Bride. I think, oh, we actually do need the yellow again. So I'm going to set that aside. And the green we need again. So I'm going to set that aside. Bring back in our Flirty Flamingo. So this card has a very fun bookbinder look to it. So we have our 4 1/4 by 11 cardstock. And I'm actually going to check. I did. If you got your card packet, there is a chance that I scored your cardstock incorrectly. Because this one's incorrect, and one of them that I had the other day when I was making up a sample was incorrect. So I super apologize for that. So I'm going to do it again at 4 1/4 by 11. And we're going to cut. And then we actually want to score, or you can also just fold your cardstock in half. So that's 5 1/2 is one of the scores. And the other one is at 4 1/4. And I scored it at 4 instead of 4 1/4. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was thinking that like the layer is 4 inches rather than this is 4 inches. And so that's where I messed up. You will be fine if you want to go ahead and use that piece. If you don't have any Blushing Bride to be able to replace that. You can also reach out to me and I can always send you a new piece. I'm more than happy to do that for that mistake. So it's actually, I need to double check my tutorial now. Now I'm starting to wonder. So it's actually at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. And what we're going to do is we're going to place the strip of Designer Series paper. That is going to go on that little lip between the two score lines. And then we're going to take some of this crinkled seam binding. We're going to go to the inside of the card, wrap it around, and tie it into a double knot. Okay. Because this is so thin, I like to tie it into a double knot to make sure it has a nice secure loop around before I go ahead and tie my bow. So then I'm going to go ahead and tie my bow. If you have a problem getting it nice and tight though, I have a trick for you. So here we have our bow. I feel like I need to go a little smaller since it's that close to the edge. And, okay. If for some reason you don't get it nice and tight, simply take it on the inside, snip it, and then adhere it tight. Because we're going to close that up anyway, so it'll be okay. And then I'm actually going to rotate it because I want my bow towards the top a little bit more. So I just kind of squeeze the cardstock and then it rotates easy. So then we're going to open this up and add tear-in tape on either side of the ribbon. So this is where if you don't get your ribbon tight in the knot around, like I said, just snip it, pull tight, adhere one end, pull tight, adhere the other end. Because we're actually going to pull the adhesive off and close the card and smash. I kind of like the long tails, so I think I might try to leave these long. I might trim them again later, I don't know. But they just seem so, like, frilly and elegant and girly. So now we have a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 card. 4 1/4, Laura, not 4. Again, I super apologize if your card piece was scored incorrectly. And if you want, I can send you another piece. So just reach out to me if yours is incorrect. I don't know whether I did the whole batch like that or whether I just did a few as I got distracted or who knows what. So yeah, if yours is off, reach out to me. I can send you a new piece, no problem. So then we're going to stamp the background of the Flirty Flamingo with the dots. So Flirty Flamingo with Flirty Flamingo. Oop. And I'm really just going around the edge because the center is actually going to be covered with the designer paper. One of the other things that I'll share with you guys is I actually did this piece as a 3x3 because I wanted to do 3x3x3 for the 6x6 paper and get 4 of the images. So that I would have 4 images per piece of card or of designer paper rather than just 1 or 2 or something like that. And so that's kind of where I started, and then I kind of built the card out from there. So just a little like background information as to the madness of why I create the cards the way I do sometimes. Sometimes I don't have an explanation. Sometimes I do. So now we're just going to layer all these pieces together. And then I'm going to stamp my hello. Ooh, that might be too small. Might not. Might be a little tricky. Oop, too high. Oop, too high. Ooh, that one's perfect. I have 1,000,001 strips of these this little. This strip is a little bit bigger. But I'm just going to trim it to be as big as the hello. And then I'm going to add that with dimensionals to my card front. Okay, so that's just going to go, ooh, do I want it here or here? Here, here. There we go. And then I'm actually going to stamp the inside before I add the jewels, just to make sure that the jewels aren't getting like bumped around and stuff like that. So for that, I did fabulous pink flower with a little greenery. And I used the itty bitty greenery for this one, which I actually left it in there. Just so you know, I'm pretty sure we're using every single image. Oh, the only one I don't think we used is the I Like You. I think that image I didn't technically use on any of these cards, but you certainly could. You could use whatever greeting you wish or that you like the most. So I'm going to add a little pink flower. And then some of these little leaves. I'm even going to add one more up there. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, so that's going to go on the inside of our card. Again, if you do have a messed up one and you just want to finish creating it and don't want to wait for me to send you another piece or whatever, you can just trim down your white as well as your Flirty Flamingo to make it not, to make it fit the 4.25 by 4 instead of 4.25 by 4.25. So yeah, I really like my little ribbons have long little tails there. And then the inside. And then we're going to add some jewels and stamp our envelope as well. So I stamped a little flower over here, or I'm sorry, a little leaf, and I also stamped a little leaf on the back. It's so cute. Okay, and then I just added yellow and pink of the jewels, but you can certainly add however many or few or colors or whatever you want. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. I really struggled with this because I'm like, do I do 2 pink and 1 yellow? Do I do 1 pink and 2 yellow? Do I do 5, but then it's still 3 and 2? Like, or do I do all 1 color? No pink, all yellow? So many options. So I did 1 yellow and 2 pink. And this one I did 2 yellows and 1 pink. So you know what? It evens out a little bit. So this is card number 4. The Hello Flower one. Again, let me know which one is your favorite one so far. This is 4, 3, 2, and 1. So let me know which one your favorite is so far. And we will move on to the next one. Last card. See, look, we kind of picked it up a little bit. A little. I usually say my classes take 2 hours just to kind of like allow myself plenty of time. And most of my online card classes have taken like an hour and a half. Some of them have been like just over an hour. It just kind of depends. But yeah, an hour and a half to make 5 cards. I think it's fabulous. So here is the last card. This is that gorgeous Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, and Soft Sea Foam. And see how the Daffodil Delight is kind of toned down by that green, but the green is also amped up a little by the yellow. I love it. And the yellow, pink, and green. I don't know, this card. Oh, this card just really, really, really got me. I love it. I love, love, love it. And I hope you guys all do too. So, okay. We are going to go ahead and we can layer on our soft sea foam. And then we have 2 pieces of the white. So one of them is bigger than the other. The bigger one goes on the inside of the card. The smaller one goes on the card front. So we want to, this last one looks really pretty. Hi, Dawn. Welcome. So far number 4, but all are fabulous. Well, I'm glad you like them. So this one we say thank you. So I just stamped the greeting in the lower right corner. And then I also did those dots. Let me clean this. I know I think I'm gonna say that the last one is my favorite, but I mean, I don't know. That Poppy Parade card also I really, really like. So this is another one where I did those dots around the flower bouquet. And then I also, like, after I did it, I kind of went back in and was like, I want to add a few more dots. So, and as you saw in that red and the black and white Poppy Parade one, that they were kind of like all over. So feel free to like really dot it up, if you will. I'm going to actually do it again here, but not go back to the ink. So I did full strength, and then second one over here. So my flowers are going to be there. And it's pretty much like the center of the card because we're going to go ahead and add this piece of designer paper. And you could really use either side, whichever side you wish, to the left-hand side of the card. Oh, how fabulous, Dawn. Enjoy the replay for sure. I also was having a problem with it linking to my YouTube. So I'm not sure if I ever did go live on YouTube or if it just stayed glitchy. So I will be uploading it to YouTube as well. Because I'm not sure what was going on. But I also didn't want to leave the rest of you guys hanging and then start late. So I went ahead and just got started. And I'll deal with that later, I guess. Gotta love technology. Dawn, be sure to let me know the big question tonight because it's Alex's birthday. He turned 2. Is when did you start following me? Did you follow me before Claire, who will be 5? Do you remember me pregnant with Claire? Do you remember just Claire? Do you remember me pregnant with Alex? Or have you started following me after Alex? And anybody else who might be silent but watching, feel free to answer that same question. So fun to see how long you guys have been following me. I love it. I just want to have like a big meetup where we all get to stamp together. Okay, so I did the inside of the card. And then I did that. And now we're going to stamp a whole bunch of flowers. So I did one big and 2 little, it looks like. But again, you can really mix it up. You followed me before Claire. Oh, how fabulous. Thank you for being around for so long. I love it. So this is Full Strength Daffodil Delight. And then I'm going to stamp again in Daffodil Delight. So a full strength and a second stamp. And then just because I don't feel like cleaning the flowers and the stamps, I'm going to stamp the small flower in Flirty Flamingo, but stamped off once. Fabulous. And then I'm going to stamp a few leaves. And those I did all in full strength. And maybe one of the 2 prongs. Okay. So those are all of our images. Just before I was pregnant. Okay. So you even went through the whole move and everything with us. That was interesting. I swear, moving is just, it's something else. I kind of thought like, ooh, this will give me like a good chance to like rearrange and consolidate. And no, it was just absolute chaos. And it was so exhausting. Just so exhausting. Plus moving with, let's see, Claire was like, I think she was like 18 months or something like that. There were days that I had her in a carrier on my back and I was carrying boxes on the front. Those were long days, exhausting days. She also she's not our napper. Alex, he's our napper. He loves naps. He's really good. She was not a good napper, so you just never knew what you got. Like, with Alex, it's like, oh, we got 2.5 hours. Let's go do something. Like, I swear, I'm not going to do it, but I swear I could, like, go run errands for that 2.5 hours because he's just very consistent and everything. With Claire, it's like, well, we put her down. She finally fell asleep, and she might be asleep for a half hour, 10 minutes. You just never know. So this one, I have a little Post-it to help hold that in place. I thought I had, where are my greenery dies? Oh wait, I had them out earlier. Here they are. Okay. I'm not die cutting that third one. I'll just use some of the other ones. The like lattice ones. Outline ones. Whatever we decided to call those. Okay, so let's bring this back in. Bring in our flowers. I think I'm going to do light yellow, dark yellow, and then we'll add our flowers in. So I did my darkest flower on dimensionals. This is all personal preference. So you can dimensionalize all of them, none of them, whatever you want. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add adhesive to the back of my light yellow and my light pink. And I'm going to add a little leaf down there and maybe over here. Yeah. So I'm just going to add a dab of adhesive just to make sure it's going to stick. And then there's our yellow. I feel like I was going to sneeze. Maybe not. And then this one's going to go there. Add a little more adhesive. There we go. And then we'll add this little guy up in the corner. Up here. And I'm going to poke him out just right here in the middle. Maybe like that. But I'm going to put him on with dimensionals. So I just laid it down and added some dimensionals like over the top of it. And then that one's going to go right there. And then, like I said, this one I really had fun with the jewels and just wanted to like polka dot everywhere. So you can really have fun with it. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm using little reverse tweezers. So many of these are like upside down. Let's see. Now I'm like trying to find all of my little dots. There we go. It's so cute. Okay, I have to put these away before I spill them because that's the last thing I need. For sure not. Okay. Did we do our envelope? No, we did not. Let's see. I'll do yellow and pink. So a little yellow flower over there, a little pink flower over here, and fill in with greenery everywhere. Oh my gosh, that is stunning. I love that. It just looks like such a fabulous like garden of flowers. Like I am just loving that. Look. Okay, so this is card number 5 with the stunning envelope. I'm loving it. So card number 5. Card number 4. Let's see, I can go up in this corner and here. Card number 3. Card number 2 and 1. 2 and 3 are tied, but they're all super cute. Well, I'm glad you like them, Colleen. I'm so excited. I love it. Yeah, I think if I had to pick, number 5 is my number 1 card. And then I think I might have to go with the Poppy Parade black and white one. I don't know. I just really love that one. I love the design of this one. I think it's so simple, but it has that amazing wow factor, and I really love that. So, yeah, and the book binder, like, such a great technique. I love it. I love, love, love it. Great way to have, like, a square card without having to pay square card postage or any of that. So, super, super cute with that. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this online card class using the Hello Irresistible bundle from Stampin' Up, one of the new online exclusives. I've put a link in the description for that. I will say that the dies for this are unavailable right now. They're supposed to be coming back April 17th, but there's a chance that that could be bumped forward or back. Hopefully not back, but so you just never know. But thank you guys so much. If you would like to recreate these cards, you can always check out my Etsy shop, which is Laura's Stamp Pad, and you can download the PDF tutorial. There's also like 15 or so other tutorials on there that you can download, instant download, so you can start stamping right away. Has color photos, has all the dimensions, as well as step-by-step instructions. And you can always come to either YouTube or Facebook and watch the videos as well. I apologize if you were looking for me on YouTube and this I don't think streamed on YouTube tonight, but I will be uploading this video to YouTube so you can still see it there. So I'm super sorry for those who were looking for it there. I had some technical difficulties tonight, so gotta love technology. I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. Happy St. Patrick's Day. We are celebrating Alex's birthday this weekend. We had a little friend party this afternoon, and we're having a family party on Sunday. If you guys know me, I love to bake. So we are doing Hey Dougie, which is a BBC show that he absolutely loves. And so I made little frog Rice Krispie treats, as well as cookies made from sugar cookie recipe. And my husband 3D printed all the little images from Dougie. So it was very tedious, and I got tired of it really fast and lost patience, as I do. So I finished out making a whole bunch of stars at the end just to get it over with. But definitely check out my Facebook post, and you can see those, and stay tuned for the cake that I'm making for Sunday. So have a wonderful weekend, everyone. I love you guys all so much. Thank you so much for following me, whether it's been for a year, a month, a week, or many, many years. I appreciate it so much. I love you guys. Love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.